Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now in tune to the greatest podcast that's ever been created. It's the 8-Bit Clubhouse Podcast, episode 11, recorded Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Introducing your host, first up to bat. He's your favorite gamer's favorite gamer, Hambone Johnny. And next up to the plate, excuse me, he's the coolest kid on the playground. It's Kevin LA, aka the Coos, and batting cleanup. He's the man, the myth, the legend, Drew. Welcome to the club, guys. If you're tuned in right now live to our Twitch stream or watching the replay on YouTube or Twitch, you will see that I'm wearing the exact hat that Johnny Depp wore in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I bought this hat for $7,500 on a golden auction because it's a real movie prop.
That's not
How's
true.
it look?
Wait, are you for real? That's amazing.
No, I'm lying. 4 years ago, I got this in a Christmas white elephant gift, and
you know, the thing with Coos is you just never know. Like, that could have been a real story, and I would have believed it. Just like when he tried to buy the Gladiator helmet this week for $80, which I still can't believe you didn't buy, Coos.
I think you actually did. Next week he's going to show up with that on.
He's going back. Where was that? Is that nearby? Can you go back to that place?
It's about a 45-minute drive away. I mean, it's still on the table. I just got to figure out. I told my wife, I showed her the picture, and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, but it's not going to look good with my glasses over it.
Offer 50.
She said, where are your contacts? I'm like, so you're pro Gladiator helmet then. That's what I'm getting from this. So
now I've never bought a helmet outside of like a batting helmet. Like, do you think Gladiator helmets come in sizes? Like, is that going to fit on your head? Or
no, I've got a massive head too. I've got a giant head. It'll probably just kind of sit on the top. So, and I don't think they're going to let me try it on.
That still is nice though.
I don't know. I feel like in the movie, didn't like Matt Smith like go around like pick up some helmets and was like, this one fits. Like maybe there's a tag inside of it, carved into the metal.
Yeah.
Medium/large or large/extra.
I need the large/extra
Flex fit.
large.
Yeah.
Flex fit.
Flex fit Gladiator helmet. Yeah. We'll see. Next week I may be ready. I may be gladiatored out.
If you show up in a suit of armor and you come back and you say, "Hey guys, the the helmet was sold out," like, I don't know. I think that's what the future we're looking at.
They did have like a Wolverine claw. I thought would have been really cool, but I don't know when I'd use that.
The helmet you could just wear around.
Right.
The claws, like someone might stop you and be, "Sir, you can't have that in here."
Right. They did have like playing cards that were throwing stars. That I thought would really kind of be cool. Like you could just whip out like Gambit and just start, dicing cards up. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't see the price on those.
What is this store, by the way?
This store is called Shields. I'm not sure if it's like a national chain or just like a local place, but there's two of them in Colorado, and they sell everything. I mean, it's almost like a Bass Pro Shop, and they sell like Vuori stuff, golf, anything sporting related. They sell bowling alleys.
Wait, they sell bowling alleys?
Full alleys?
You can go there and practice bowling, and then get one shipped to your house.
The store sounds epic.
They've got a candy shop in there and a toy store for the kids, and they've got a Ferris wheel that you can ride for $1 in there. It's the greatest store I've ever been to.
The more you keep saying, the more it sounds like real life Temu. Like it's right in your backyard.
Yeah, it really is, except they've got like name brand stuff, and you can't get out of there without spending $500.
It's just like next to Casa Bonitas, like you don't have a nice big family dinner, and then you just go to this. It's like this one shopping mall.
All right, kids, let's go by the bowling alley.
Yeah, that's where they messed up. They should have put it right beside Casa Bonita. Guys, what's happening? Talk to me. How's your life, Drew? I talked to Hambone for a minute. He says it's hotter than Hades there.
It's hotter than Hades here. I don't know if you guys, we've had some heat the last few days. Tomorrow's going to be the worst. It's going to be like over 100, and then New England humidity is it's going to be like 110, 1.
Yeah.
They say it's like the hottest it's going to be here in maybe like all like years or ever. Like it's going to be ridiculous. Oh yeah.
Setting records.
Setting records. That's right. I've had multiple pool parties this weekend. Fantastic.
Oh yeah. How did that go?
Great.
Good
Saturday
turnout?
was they were small. Saturday was like some of Evan's friends and his parents that we kind of did along with. So it was only like we had like 8 people over. That it was fun. And then Sunday was just my parents. So that was easy peasy, but it was a lot of the sun, a lot of the days in the sun, a lot of pool usage. Outside today for a few hours. I'm getting very tan with my German Italian skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. We have a black bear roaming around the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. You have any down there with you, Hambone?
We've got one too. Yeah, we're pretty much not set in the woods as much as you are, but yeah, it's very wooded here, and there's just not anywhere for them to go. So they just show up in backyards and eating people's gardens and stuff, and
looking for pools, and
Yep.
That's interesting that you're just like, we've got one too. Just every neighborhood has a black bear.
Yeah.
Not
Just one.
Not a family, just one.
They just distribute. Yeah. There is a family of black bears that it shows up at our office. So we get text alerts that's like, don't go out the back door. The bears are there.
That's interesting.
Front door it is. Yeah. It's crazy. They'll come right up to you too. And you don't know what's going to happen after that.
Magic is getting out of hand. I keep buying. It's just I'm probably
where's the finish line? Do you have a goal in mind, or is it just you like the rush?
I'm catching up, right? There's a lot of Magic I have to catch up on. First, it was Lord of the Rings. I went all in on that, and I've done a lot of Lord of the Rings. Then I decided I want to collect all these dinosaur cards because I wanted to build my first deck. Like I wanted to collect 100 cards and build my own deck from scratch. Like this goes with this, and kind of look it up and
And you said dinosaurs?
Just dinosaurs. I want to use a big. And then I find out that there's this pack called the Lost Caverns. It's like a series of Magic cards, and that the odds are 1 in 12 pats. So 1 in 12 pats, which is
good odds.
You might get one Jurassic World card. There's 35 Jurassic World cards, these limited ones, and they're wicked cool. So now it's shit, I want all the Jurassic World cards. I just want them all.
Yeah.
So now, every Friday lunch break, me and my work nerds, we go to the local store. We always buy a couple packs. But this place, you can go online. You can see what they have in stock. You can buy individual cards. So every week when we go there, I order $100 worth of just regular cards. Some couple Jurassic Park ones, a couple dinosaur ones, and then we go and I pick them up. So I've been doing that the last couple of weeks. So now
you buying the single cards. That takes the fun of the chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that as much fun as opening the packs?
Here's what happened. I bought a box of these cards. I bought a box. There's 30 packs of cards in there. So it's 300 and
a booster box, if you will.
I bought a booster box. So you know what I'm talking about. I bought a booster box, right? 30 packs of cards. So I only got 3 Jurassic World cards. That's not gonna cut it. A box of cards is $110. It's cheaper just to buy the dinosaur. And I get it. It's the chase. But there's a happy medium. And right now I'm finding that happy medium. I'm chasing some, I'm buying some because I don't want to chase forever, Coos. I want the satisfaction of now. Right? I want to build it now.
And then
you want to chase forever.
You have to, because you're gonna just chase something else.
Well, that's the thing, right? So now I'm at 88 of 100 dinosaur card deck that I want. So I need 12 more cards to fill it out. I'm getting close. That's on my radar.
Is there an equivalent One Ring dinosaur? Like golden T-Rex or something? Like what's the big one you're trying to get?
There's a few. I have a couple of them already. I have, like I said, I have only 3 Jurassic World cards left that I need to get. And they're like between $25 and $35 each. So they're a little more on the expensive side. Some of the other ones like $2, $8, $4, not bad. But now it's like I could get 3 cards for $100. Not the same as like getting 20 cards. So next on my list is there's 9 Stranger Things cards out there. Very limited edition. You can just buy all 9 of them for $80. Very close to doing that. Very close to just pulling the trigger on that one day. But my
what do you do with those once you get the cards?
So now I've started a binder of my nice ones, maybe traded them to ones, and then I have my playing ones. So now I now have playing collection and like cool rare collection. I'm in
nice.
Cool is used very loosely.
Super deep.
I'm probably $1,000 into this.
That's
okay.
How much
that's
have
not
you been?
Bad.
I mean, yeah, for a hobby, that's. I mean, how expensive is golf? Right? You know, that's a few rounds of golf.
Yeah,
basically.
I love the chase. I used to collect sports cards when I was younger. My brother still does. The chase is what it's all about for me. I can't imagine just like going and buying the one I wanted, and then why even buy packs after that?
So the chase right now is Final Fantasy, right? Because that's the biggest thing, and you can get the golden Chocobo. They've only made 77 of them in the world. It's like Willy Wonka's fucking golden ticket. There's 77 of them. There's one of them selling on eBay right now for $200,000. And there's been like 7 of them pulled. There's still 70 out in the wild. And every day you go on the internet and someone's like, I pulled one out of Tokyo, Japan. And, it was like, oh, yeah, 71 left to go. And it's like, that's the hype chain.
Have you gotten any of the Final Fantasy packs yet? Or are they hard
So
to come
I said I wasn't going to buy any because I said, I'm not going down that road. I think I've bought about 10 packs so far. Yeah, I'm in.
Nice.
I'm in.
So I've taken the dive as well.
You got the Chocobo.
I didn't got the Chocobo yet, but I got the starter set, the Final Fantasy starter set. And I'm assuming those are all like the starter set's going to be the same for everybody.
Everybody has the same cards.
Gets the same. And is that the same with the Commander deck? The Commander deck's got all the same stuff. All right, so that's what I have. I've got the Final Fantasy X Commander deck, and I've got the starter set. And I think I'm done.
Yeah, you should play. You should play first.
I need to play first. But my question for you is: after all this collecting, have you done any more playing, or has it just been
every day?
Acquiring?
I play every day.
Every day, online or with
with
people?
Work, lunch break, 1 hour lunch break. We play every day.
How's your record going?
It's great. I played solo today, 1-on-1, and it was a battle, full 50-minute game, and I came through at the end. I
still don't know the rules. But I got to figure it out.
I can help you. We should hang out. Perfect. You know what we might do? Maybe next week we should go see Jurassic World comes out in the theater. Maybe play a little Magic on the side. I think that's what we need.
I think we should do it.
All right.
That sounds good. All right. It's a date.
Sounds great.
It's a date. Kuz is going to have as Darth said, next podcast, Kuz is going to show up with the traveling golden Chocobo.
That's it.
He's just going to pull it up. He's going to be like, I joined the chase. I got the chase.
How many gladiator helmets can I buy with this bad boy?
That's right.
Full suit of armor, probably from the movie, right from Russell Crowe himself.
Amazing. Amazing. That's awesome.
Hambone, tell me about the Xbox handheld.
Well, I think the last time we got together, right, it was a couple Saturdays ago. It was in the middle of Summer Game Fest, and we were chatting about all these different releases and whatnot, but we didn't get a chance to watch the Xbox Games Showcase 2025 at that point in time. And they had a bunch of awesome games they announced, stuff that I'm excited for, including High on Life 2. But the thing that really caught my attention here and Drew, for only probably the cost of all this you've spent on Magic, you can probably get this Xbox. It's what's it called? The ROG Xbox Ally, or the ROG Xbox Ally X. So not a confusing title at all. But this thing looks awesome, right? It's like a handheld Steam Deck like thing. It's partnered with ROG Ally, who they're already doing their own handhelds right now.
So that's the confusing question I have for you. I'll ask you there.
Yeah,
It's not a Microsoft product. They did not manufacture this thing.
they did not make it's like a business partnership, right? So it's a custom shell, right? The body of the thing doesn't look the same as the base ROG Ally, so it looks more like a Xbox controller. It's got
Mhm.
a little more handles on it, and it's got like a special like Xbox button that I'm sure like launches like the Xbox launcher. So there's some integration between the two, but this can run like your Steam games, other PC games, all that stuff. It's going to be kind of agnostic, but it also is co-branded Xbox. Um, so I don't know. Is this
So
interesting to you guys? It looks cool.
I have another silly question. Is it true? I thought I heard someone say that Xbox or Microsoft is still coming out with their own handheld at some point. Is that true?
That's a little bit up in the air. I don't think they've
They haven't
officially
said it.
said
Okay.
they haven't officially said it from what I know. This is sort of the interim thing that they're doing, and maybe the only thing that
Now, do
they're
we have a
doing.
price on this thing?
We don't. But I will say, I think the ROG Ally X, the non-Xbox one, the one that's just out there, I was actually looking at it instead of the Steam Deck, and I opted for the Steam Deck because it was just an easier user experience at the end of
Yeah.
the day. That's why I went that direction. But that one I think is $800. So it's like a mini PC. It's not cheap, but it can play like all the modern games. So if you're into that stuff, it's an option. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna put it on my maybes list, and if I don't get dragged into the Magic collection a thon, maybe I'll deploy my cash here. Not that I need more gaming consoles, but it looks cool.
I don't know that I can pull the trigger on that. Number one, because Xbox doesn't have the first party titles that pull me in. I get playing the Steam games on there.
Yeah.
I get playing Game Pass on there, but to sell me on it, I would need first party things that I couldn't play elsewhere. Anything that I can play on that Xbox handheld, I can play anything I
most.
can play
Yeah.
on the PlayStation.
I agree.
Now, if PlayStation came out tomorrow, which I've heard more of the rumors about them coming out with a dedicated handheld, Drew. I don't know if you've heard that.
Okay.
but
I have not heard that one.
the PlayStation one seems a little more real than a dedicated Xbox one. But
Mhm.
if they come out and say, here's the PSP 2, I'm day one on that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. PlayStation has a lot of good first party stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
the Xbox one is. I don't know if I'd play it enough to justify the price.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I
Agreed,
do
yeah.
think it's cool though. I think just packaging it different with the Xbox.
It
saying,
does look
"Hey,
cool. Yeah.
yeah." I mean, you can play your games anywhere. I think the rumor now is the next Xbox console is going to be sort of agnostic as well, so you can get your Xbox games, but you can also load in PC and that kind of stuff. So they're opening up the systems for sure. So it'll be
Yeah.
fun to watch over the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Me of all people have yet to play Switch 2 handheld, and it's like
Same.
we talk about handheld that interests you, Drew. I know that's like, but I have yet to play Switch 2, and that might have something to do, and we'll talk about it later. Is like the lineup of games available that are more kids/family friendly that I've been playing, but yeah, have yet to play it handheld, which I thought was kind of interesting myself.
Did you see the video I made where it's like I told myself when I got it, I'm going to play this Switch 2 on the TV exclusively. I'll
Yeah.
only play it handheld, like on a plane or something.
Yeah,
I've played it. All handheld, man. I've played it 90% handheld, which is ridiculous.
that is ridiculous.
But so whenever you guys get your grips, then since you're not playing it handheld, just shoot them my way and I'll review them. Let you know which ones are good.
I haven't even ordered one yet. I gotta wait.
My
for
grip
Amazon
just
to
came
tell
in.
me.
My
I
grip
need to
just
tell-
came in yesterday
Did it?
or Saturday.
Yeah.
I haven't put it on yet though. I think my problem right now is that I am still using the Joy-Con in like the little what do you call it? Like the attachment thing.
Right.
So, and we don't have a second Pro controller yet, and so we're still using the old Switch controller, and Owen has his own controller. But I like using the Joy-Con. But the grip that I bought is not compatible with the attachment thing for the Joy-Con for when you make it like a controller. So I'm trying to figure out what do I do there. Do I go out and pull the trigger on you know, a pro controller again, or what I'm going to do? So I haven't put it on yet. It stayed in the dock, and I haven't needed to play handheld. But my wife has been asking me, "Hey, when are you going to put that on? I kind of want to play Mario Kart when I'm in a work meeting." So,
Yeah.
so that'll happen this week. But I will report back.
Yeah, definitely do that. I didn't order the one that you got.
Yep, I
I
got the D
ordered,
brand.
yeah, I looked at the D brand. It looked a little chunky. I don't
It
know.
is.
I don't know.
It is.
I ordered the Satisfy grip, not for me, but
Yes.
for my wife.
See, I wanted. That's what
Because
I want.
Yeah,
she wanted a grip. She only plays handheld and wanted a grip for the OLED, and I never got her one. So she played, and her hands would cramp up and everything.
Mm.
So I've already told her, like, I've got you one coming for the. Now you can play Balatro on Switch 2 with the grip. So,
Did they start shipping those yet, or no?
I don't know.
Satisfy ones. I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
if they-
What was that? 40? I think they're 40, maybe 50.
Yeah,
Yes,
40
40
or
or
50, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They look nice though. That was my second choice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Satisfy unless Hambone just sells me. But
I will let you know.
you'll let me know.
Yeah, we will test them out and report back.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've chatted.
We did.
Next up, we'll talk about what we've been playing. I'll go first as usual because that's what I do. I haven't played my Switch 2 in a week.
Shame on you.
Since we streamed Mario Kart World last Monday. Super fun. Thank you for all who came out and played that. It was a good time.
That was fun.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Last.
I haven't played the Switch 2 since. That's my bad. There's nothing that's really calling me back to it, unfortunately. Actually, I have played it before we streamed. I got back into Breath of the Wild. I fired it up.
Wow.
Fired up Breath of the
Nice.
Wild for the first time. I haven't played it since it came out on the old Switch, and I played through it there. But
So let me
it's
ask you, since
yeah.
you haven't played it in 8 years or whatever the hell
Uh-huh.
it was, I
Yeah.
mean, could you be like, wow, this looks great? Or were you just like, it looks good before, it looks good still?
Same.
Yeah.
I thought it looked good before. It looks good now. I mean, it plays great, smooth. My daughter plays a whole lot of Zelda, both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
And towards the end, about 3 or 4 months ago, before the Switch 2 came out, both games, a lot of her games would just start. She'd be flying through the air on her paraglider, and the game would freeze for 15 seconds.
Ugh, that's
And
not
then
good.
she'd keep going. She took a lot of videos of glitches where bridges would just disappear when she was walking across them. So she was having a lot of issues on the old Switch with Zelda. I don't know if they stopped updating it for the old Switch, but so far with this one, no issue. I mean, it's super smooth. Loading, I mean, loading's fast, looks amazing. No issues at all. I went around, got off the plateau, and now I'm like, now I'm just gonna kind of, when you first play it, you're like, oh, I gotta go see Impa, and then I gotta go do this, and then I gotta go do this. Now I'm just like, I've got my paraglider, I've got what I need. Now I'm just gonna go, see what happens without following the storyline. So it's been really fun. I did enjoy that. I've been meaning to get back to it. I just haven't had the time. But
we've talked about it in the past, but what you just said was my problem with like Tears of the Kingdom. It's like I don't want to go explore all of Hyrule. I kind of already did that. Like I did that in Breath of the Wild. It just felt it felt too similar.
Yeah. That's what, when I fired up Tears of the Kingdom, I beelined it. I just mainlined, like, boom, boom. I didn't explore hardly anything in Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild, the first time I went around and got all the shrines, try to get a bunch of Korok seeds and all that. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm like, I just want to get through this just to say I beat it. But I don't know. I think that's why I like Breath of the Wild better.
Me too.
I don't know. Yeah.
Hambone and I liked the Underworld, but that was
I did like the Underworld. I like my speeder bike too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm still playing Breath of the
bike.
Wild too. Yeah, it's a different pace, man, compared to Tears of the Kingdom, right? You got it's a little bit slower,
I like
more methodical. It's like you
Mhm.
can really explore, pop around, and Yeah, it's a good time, man. It's
Yeah.
a great game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So I've played some of that. I want to get back to that. I've played a lot of the 2K25, the golf. I've got my
Jealous.
I'm in the FedEx Cup. I took out Rory McIlroy. I posted a screenshot of that. Yeah, man. I'm just loving that game. It's super fun.
Nice.
Enjoying that. And let's see. I think that's just about all I've been playing. Yeah. I mean, I've got some stuff on the to-do list, but life happens.
Oh yeah.
I definitely want to get back into VR. I've got a ton of VR stuff that I've bought and never played. So I really want to get back into that. That's what I'm going to do as soon as I get the time. But yeah, that's it for me, Drew. What's been going on with you?
Been playing a lot of the same stuff. Split Fiction. Been playing with the wife. We are on the dragon level. I mean, I feel like we've been playing a lot. I mean, I don't know. We must probably be, I'm assuming, pretty far along.
The dragons,
pretty
yeah,
far.
getting there.
Yeah. Because the storyline is starting to hit some like breakable points, I guess, to not spoil anything. Been playing Mario Kart World. The wife and I did some comet farming, and if you're not familiar with what that means, I'll explain it. So first of all, the way to unlock characters in this game, I thought was interesting choice, and I see both sides of it. I see that. So let me explain. To unlock a lot of the characters, the weird, unique characters in the game, like Fishbone, Pianta, and all those guys, is you have to get turned into them by the Comet Orb, which is a random item similar to like getting the lightning bolt. It's a rare item in a thing, right? So to get turned into certain characters, you only can get turned into certain characters on certain racetracks on the map. Right. So, for example, Fishbone, you had to be like in the water in this certain level because he's a fish. Right. So, it's kind of ridiculous that you might play this game for hundreds and hundreds of hours and never get all the characters. Right. Which blows my mind. I guess from a Nintendo side of the fence, it's kind of cool. You could be playing the game for hundreds and hundreds of hours and still unlocking new things. Right. But if you're the guy that wants to just unlock all the characters, the odds of it happening are very rare. So there's something called comet farming, where you set up a 2-player race, and it's just the two of you, no one else. And you go to a spot, and you hold both controls. One control, you go and you put them. You got to get them at the right distance away from you, because just like in certain games, you don't get a lightning bolt or you don't get the blue shell unless you're so far away. So you have to find the sweet spot, and then let that person go. And then the second controller, you're going to go drive, and you're going to go park right next to a double item. You're going to pick up the double item, and you're going to wait and see if you get one. And if you don't, you just turn around and you start driving backwards. And then Lakitu comes and he drops you right back in front of the double item block. And you just do it on repeat.
Damn it, Drew. That's cheating, and it's not fun.
I was going to say, that sounds like a blast, man. Like, nothing more I'd rather be doing than that.
You know what? That's how I got, I think, just about I think I have 2 characters left in the game because I just stopped doing it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible.
That's what you got to do. But you might do it for 20 to 30 minutes and not get even one orb. It's incredible. And you got to look it up, because you don't want to waste all that time on a track that you're not even in the right spot. So you have to go look it up and see what level you have to play. Some of them are like not even a track. It's like the road between this track and that track. And then it's the same thing with the costumes. We looked up all the costumes. I have every costume already unlocked. So, you know what?
Let me ask you.
It was fun.
I didn't understand this about the item. If I'm in 10th place and you're in 7th place and get that item and throw it, does it cover me even though I'm behind you? Does it cover all the racers?
I think it's only the people in front of you. It's like the blooper. I
think so too. Yeah.
It's like the blooper.
Yeah.
Does that, and I guess I maybe just haven't played it enough to realize or know, but when you get that item or when you're affected by that item, you turn into that character. But is there like a debuff, or is it just, hey, if it's a lighter character, now you're not going to go as fast?
I think it's legit
something
just a
like that?
funny skin type thing. Yeah.
And then, well, I
That
got
feels
turned
so
into a
weird.
Goomba, and then
Yeah.
like 10 Goombas popped up on the track that
Yeah,
I
I
had
think-
to dodge.
Yeah, so I think that's
Okay.
part of it as well.
All right, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So it
Environmental
kind of affects
hazards.
the track some too. Yeah, hazards.
All right,
yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I had more fun doing that, to be honest, than driving around trying to find P plots. Like,
really?
well, I mean, it was just something that, like, literally my whole family was there watching. Like, my wife was there. She helped set the one controller up. My 2 kids were like, come on, get an orb, get an orb. And then when we did an orb, you know, the house would go crazy. Oh, yeah. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? And then it's like, yeah, we got Pianta. You know, like, all right, who's next?
That's
Who's
cool.
next? Like, we want Fishbone.
Yeah,
we
that
want
is cool.
Fishbone. Like,
That's
all right, let's
fun.
Yeah, that's
so
fun.
It was
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. It was fun. So we did it literally for like 2 hours one night, and then we'd get somebody like, all right, who should we get next? Look it up, and my wife would look it up like, all right, you gotta go to this level, and then you gotta go to this question block, and you sit here, and then we'd be like, you know, you pick up the items, and you're looking at, you know, they scroll through really fast, and you're like, I don't see the orb, and they're like, that's because you're too far, you're too close. Like, you should be seeing like a boo. If you see bananas, you're too close. You gotta go further. Like it was fun.
That's cool. There's a method to the madness. Now that's cool, man.
There's definitely a method. So we did
so
that.
you say that's more fun than like driving around looking for the P switches and stuff. Do you think they could have done this differently and like done like hidden characters like within the world? Would that have filled out
Yeah,
the map a
or-
little bit more, you think?
or even like, yeah, maybe you had to find like collect these 5 P switches and do these 5 missions to unlock Pianta and make them like, you know, or every 15 P switches you do, you get a character. Like, maybe,
Yeah.
I think the problem with the P switches and all these other things is you don't get anything for doing them. So it's like, man, this is a fun challenge. Let me really try hard to complete it. You're like, well, why does it matter? Like I'm not getting anything for them. You know, I think if you want to make something like unlockables and stuff like that, you should do that. I feel like Nintendo did the easy way and say, well, we want anybody of any skill level to get the characters.
Yeah.
And you're
that's fair.
and-
That's fair.
which I get. Like, that's Nintendo. That's the Nintendo way. But then there's no point in really doing these besides Super Combat, which we'll talk about later. But you know, you don't get anything for really doing those things. So I don't know. But the Comet farming, we had a blast doing it. We also had a blast using the camera. The camera is so much fun. We put the camera.
Yeah. You got to use the
Ah.
camera when you're playing with, especially with family.
The
and four
family. Oh my
player.
god. We'd put it on the dog, and the dog would move, and it would just be the carpet. And you know, you put it on a stuffed animal. I think my kid put it on a tissue box. Like, it's just you just have fun with it.
I can't
know.
wait for Mario Party for that camera.
Oh my god, me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
My wife got really mad. We were doing the camera and everybody just put it on her. And we're like, we're being you, Steph.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's
Yeah.
me. I'm like, no, it's me.
That's awesome.
At the end of the day, the camera quality is iffy unless you're close and have good lighting, but it's so much fun. I
It's
mean,
fun.
I don't need to see.
I just took this camera I'm using right now. I just hooked it up to the Switch upstairs. I didn't buy the Nintendo
That's probably
one.
smart.
Yeah, it was easy.
So, lastly, I've been playing Wind Waker with the GameCube controller. Of
I
course,
just got my controller.
it feels so beautiful. It's so
Yeah.
it's so nice. I've been playing. I love this game. I love this game. You know, you start off and you're like, I'm not going to do everything. I'm not going to go, you know, search around the whole ocean and bury up chests and treasures and look for all these little side missions. But then you just start playing it and you're like, this game is just so fun. You know, when I was concerned, a lot of people were like, well, this isn't the HD remaster. It's the original. Like, everything's slow. And it's really not that bad. You can warp, you know, you can play the wind of the ballads, whatever it is, and you can warp across the map, and then you can just change the winds. I mean, sure, it's not as convenient, but you get to memorize all of the songs fairly quickly. And yeah, I love going to the islands. If you guys haven't played, every island has the little fish. You see him jumping out of the water. You go over to him,
Yeah.
you throw him some bait, and then he
Yeah.
marks the island on your map, and you're like, so then you're like, man, I got to go uncover every island on my map, so I have them all.
Yeah.
So then you start going to the fish, and I ran out of bait to go find the beetle guy, and it's so wonderful to play. It's so much fun. Each island is like a mini shrine or a little puzzle you have to solve. This would be such a good game to make like Wind Waker 2 that you could upgrade your boat and all these islands you could go to. We need like the Breath of the Wild Hyrule to get, it should be Legend of Zelda The Great Flood, and just do a Wind Waker 2 with an upgraded boat and all these cool little shrines and stuff. And yeah, I mean the game's fantastic. I'm pretty far into it. I did all the upfront stuff, and then you have to go into the water, you get the Master Sword, you learn about Hyrule. And then I think the next dungeon after that as well, the Earth Temple. So cruising along, probably about a little more than halfway, and keep just exploring and having a lot of fun with it. So it's so good.
Great game.
And I'm using the original Prima strategy guide, not necessarily for the dungeon, but I like using it for like, is it worth my time to spend this 20 minutes on playing hide and seek with the kids just to unlock like a joy pennant? Probably not. Yeah. Like I'm going to spend my 20 minutes doing something else. Like, so it's an absolute blast.
Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Tim asks, if Mario Kart World isn't your jam, will you check out the new Sonic Racing game? Did we say Mario Kart World was not our jam? Maybe did I say that? No, I didn't say that.
Well, maybe I talked negative about it. It's my jam. I mean, it's fun, but it's not. I think Mario Kart 8 was better. I'm disappointed with the exploration. I just wish there was more rewards for exploring. But to answer your question, I played the other original Sonic Racing game. The controls, that just feels too like loose and too drifty. I wasn't a big fan of the loose controls.
Yeah. To answer your question, Tim, I don't like Sonic. I'm anti-Sonic. I will never play a Sonic game. Sonic Racing, I boycotted the movie. I stood outside with a sign and said,
"No, you
Mario
did not."
over Sonic."
I like that movie.
Still, yeah,
I liked the movies
too.
I did too. I'm just joking. But yeah, I don't know, man. The Sonic games always just leave me lacking, I guess. I grew up a Nintendo kid, not a Sega kid, so I don't know.
You ever tried playing 2-player Sonic? Is the worst invention in the world. Me and my son tried to play one of the newer ones. I can't keep track. They're all the same. But God, whoever thought 2-player, one screen Sonic was a good idea, it's impossible. You go so fast. It's impossible to like do the same thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sonic Racing, it was on Luna. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this weekend, my son grabs the Luna controller, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm going to play Luna." I'm like, "Nah, you can't." He's like, "No, I'm going to play on the iPad. I know you're playing on the TV. Like, I'll play on my iPad. Just it connects straight to the iPad." I was like, "No, buddy, I haven't paid for that thing in months." He's like, "What do you mean?" So he's like, and I think with Prime, you get like the 3 or 4 free games.
Yeah.
But yeah. He wasn't that. He moved on quick. He moved on very quickly.
Yeah.
He's like, you to play FC25. I said, you have FC25 on Switch. You have it on your iPad. You don't need it on Luna 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you're right.
The Luna kid.
Right.
The Luna
grew up Nintendo kids. He's a Luna kid.
Luna kid.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought those actually exist? But here we are.
Yeah. Amazing.
Mbone Johnny. Tell me what you've been playing. I saw you got a new platinum trophy.
I got a new platinum trophy, but first, since we're on the Mario Kart train, I'll just mention that quick. Still loving it. This is the family game. I think I've actually spent more time watching Steph and Owen playing than playing myself.
Really?
They are both loving it. Huge fans of Mario Kart. I'm catching Owen watching his iPad, and he's got like shortcuts and different stuff going on, and how do you unlock this, or how do you get the fishbone? He's all plugged into that stuff. He's going around telling me how to get the Peach medallions. Oh, Dad, you've got to go here, and you jump off this and do the wall ride. And he's telling me how. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, just show me where to go. So it's been exactly what I want it to be. I'm not out there trying to unlock everything right now. I'm taking my time with it, and it really is. The Switch 2, I think, is going to be the family console that everyone can just enjoy.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be a Night Lord like yours truly. But yeah, so my gaming time the last 2 or 3 weeks at this point has been all Elden Ring Night Rain. I've been drinking
So
it,
jealous.
eating it, living it, sleeping it, thinking about it when I'm not playing it. I love this game. It's so fun. Kuz, you alluded to it, but I've got the platinum trophy. That was an adventure, right? You've got to beat the game, but then there was a lot of cool challenges you had to do. Like you had to beat one of the bosses with each one of the characters, which was really interesting, right? So I have 2 or 3 characters I love, others that I don't love as much, but it sort of forced you into trying out the different play styles. Like the mage, I had to get used to playing the mage was really fun once I kind
Hmm.
of figured that out. Um, I've beaten the whole game myself with randos, which was a time. I was playing the other night, and one guy's name was My Uncle Touched Me, and the other
Oh
guy's name was
no.
Uncle.
Oh no.
So inappropriate, but
Yeah.
got me to laugh, and we did really well. And then the guys ended up sending me like a PlayStation friend invite afterwards, and we linked up and played a couple more matches together. I was like, yeah, this is awesome, like exactly what I want to be doing at 11 o'clock on a Friday.
Yes.
Playing with your uncle.
Playing with the uncle. So I did
Yeah,
that, and
that's what I was
go
gonna
ahead, sir.
ask. Like a lot of so this is online only, right?
Online, or you can play solo, but solo is
You
not
can
the
play,
way it's
but it's a
intended.
3-player game. Yeah,
It's a
I mean it's
three-player
intended to
game.
be 3
Intended
players,
to be a 3-player game.
right?
Yep.
You can't play that local with 3 players, right?
No, you
Okay,
can't. It has to
so
be online if
that's
you're
what I
going to
was
play
gonna
multiplayer.
ask. Like, how is the online community? Not just the usernames, but is there a lot of people out there playing this? Like,
Yeah,
is
There,
this
there's a
it?
ton of
Yeah.
people playing. I
Mhm.
think it's getting some criticism because there's no crossplay, right? So you've got PC players playing with PC players, which is fine. Keep them over there. There's a ton of mods
It's
and
no
different
Ravens
things that they have.
Watch.
It's no
Yeah.
Ravens
It's
Watch.
no
Um,
Ravens Watch.
you've got the Xbox and you've got the PC and the PlayStation 5 players kind of in their own ecosystem. But it's
Right.
been good. The matchmaking could be
Good.
spotty sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's really not bad. You can get on pretty quick.
Mhm.
And for the most part, it was a little rough the first week or so while some folks were kind of figuring out how the game works. What do you
Sure.
do? Where do you need to go?
The
Um,
noobs.
the noobs,
The
were
noobs.
strong.
Right.
And I think 3 or so weeks in, noobs have either become non-noobs or they have
Mhm.
moved on to something else. So it's
Right.
very rare if I'm playing with a rando that they just have no clue what's going on. There's a pretty good pin system and folks know like, hey, if you pin here, they'll also pin that location and that's the acknowledgement of like, okay, yeah, let's both go to that cathedral or whatever's on the map.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's
been
cool.
good.
It reminds me of coffee golf.
It's very similar to coffee golf. I mean,
Yeah.
can't really
You're
much
still
get much
playing?
closer than that.
Oh, you know it, buddy. Every day. That's my
Wow.
go-to. Yeah. Still coffee golf.
Wow. You know what my
Yeah,
everyday is? Magic the Arena.
Oh
I
gosh.
have downloaded that. I haven't played it yet, but amazing. But yeah, man,
So even though
I
you
love
got
Night
the
Rain.
platinum trophy, you're
I'm
going
s-
back. You're
I'm
still
still
playing it. That's
playing. I've got
that's a good game.
it's a good game, man.
Yeah.
And I've got obviously the randos when I just want to jump on with whatever, but I've got 2 other buddies that I've been playing with, and they're in on it too. And it's sort of almost every night we've gotten together and done a couple matches, which has been really great for us, not so great for our significant others, but it's been fun. And I was able to beat the game before they got the chance to because I was just playing with randos and whatever. But since then, we've gone back and beaten the final boss all together and done all the bosses together, which has been great and kind of helping them along through that journey and sharing tips and tricks and that kind of stuff. Last
That's
week they
awesome.
launched so there's 8 Night Lords. Last week they launched what they call an Everdark Sovereign, which is a enhanced version of one of the bosses. So he's got new patterns, new attacks. He's tougher. It's the same boss, but just modified. And we were able to take that down yesterday, which was awesome. And it's only here for a week, so you've got 7 days to do it. If you don't do it, it moves on to the next Everdark Sovereign. So it had some cool rewards, some new perks I was able to pick up after that, and yeah, I mean, I think at this point I've done everything there is to do, with the exception of some of the individual remembrance quests. Like I've got to go back in there and beat the final boss with a certain character to finish that one off and stuff like that. But now I'm kind of just waiting for the next weekly boss to come out. We'll spend a couple days or whatever it is, kind of trying to tackle that. And I think this is going to be a game I play off and on for a while until the updates stop.
That's
There is
awesome.
planned DLC, some new bosses and new playable characters are supposed to come out later this year. But yeah, man, it's been great. Totally
That's
worth
awesome.
$40 in my view.
Yeah,
Sweet. Jealous.
that's great. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you that
I-
it lived up to the ham bone hype.
Thanks.
There's a segment, the ham bone
The
hype. How
ham
about
bone
that?
hype. Mirrors.
Ham bone
Woo!
hype.
But I was thinking about you today, Drew, when I was watching my dog take a shit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I wonder when Elden Ring's going to come out on Switch too. And I don't know why that popped into my head, but I was thinking about you and the Ages of Mages, and I was like, you know what, Drew needs some Elden Ring in his life. I think I was thinking about your virtual game card distaste, and I was like,
Oh,
wonder
I
what
can't
they're gonna do
wait.
with Elden Ring.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, is that it for you,
That's it for
Hambone?
me, brother.
All right,
That's
I
it.
wanted to throw one more thing out there that I talked about in the Discord real quick, but I'll mention it here if you guys have any questions or want to ask. We're all three of us are Survivor fans.
Yes.
I've played the Survivor card game, the tabletop card game. My daughter got it for her birthday. She is also a big Survivor fan. She was actually in our pool, in our fantasy league. But yeah, we've played Survivor the card game. I like it. My wife doesn't. It's very it's cutthroat.
She got voted out first, didn't she?
No, actually, no. And yeah, but I suggest it definitely to anybody who's a Survivor fan, number one, or just a tabletop card game fan of games. Yeah,
That sounds fun.
it is. Yeah.
Speaking of tabletop games, I came across my every Friday visit to the nerd store. They had the Slay the Spire board game. I wanted to buy it so bad, but it was at $115,
Yeah.
which meant, I mean, that's a lot of Magic cards I could have got. So I was like, I can't do it. I can't.
Is it just rare or something? Is that why it's so much money?
I don't know why it was so much money. I just had.
It's a big box too.
It
There's
was heavy.
There's a lot going in. They had it at PAX. They were selling it there too.
Slay the Spire. I don't know.
Yeah, you can buy Slay the Spire, the game, or 9 Stranger Things cards. Like take your pick.
115 on Amazon, $90, 105. I don't know if this is free shipping. 90, 105. Yeah, so it's up there. It's a $100 game about.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
So I pride myself on not really covering the news on our podcast because everybody else does. We just like to shoot the breeze, as the kids say. But the other day I got an email and it said there's a PlayStation concert coming to a venue near you. So I clicked on it, and of course, the first place I see pop up is Hartford, Connecticut.
Right around the corner, man.
Right next door.
The Bushnell. Let's go.
There's a couple in Boston, Massachusetts, and then it is coming to Denver next year in like March of 26 or something. But it caught my eye, and I opened up and looked into it because I've gone to several PlayStation events in the past. The PlayStation Experience. I went and watched when E3 was still happening. I went to a movie theater. PlayStation was like hosting an event at a movie theater and watched their presentation in a movie theater. It's just nice being amongst like-minded nerds and everybody, everybody in the room is kind of there for the same thing. So it crossed my mind to go to the PlayStation concert. I've been to a couple of video game concerts. I took my daughter to see the Zelda Candlelight concert where they played violins, and it was like a 4-piece stringed instrument concert, it was very good. And Zelda translates really well to stringed instruments and low key like that. So that was really fun. But been to a couple other things like that, but I just thought of Hambone right off the bat. Drew, I'll ask you too. Would you not necessarily go to the PlayStation concert, but would you go and see a video game themed um, musical event, I guess? And what would it take? Would you do it for just Mario, just uh, just Nintendo music, or was there a certain game that you'd want to go see?
Yeah.
Hambone, how about you?
Yeah, all right,
Go
Hambone,
ahead,
you
Drew.
go. All right. Well, fun fact, Cruz,
Go for it.
I've been to one.
Yeah.
I've been to the Legend of Zelda concert. God, this was like the original tour. I'm trying to see, maybe I don't know when. This must have been at least 10 years ago. I don't know when like the previous tour was. I think this was like before Breath of the Wild and all of that. Do you know what I'm talking about, or not really?
Yeah.
I
I think they
remember
put
that.
out a CD for that actually, or some they put it
Yeah.
out digitally at some point of the concert. Yeah.
So yes, I've been. I had to Hambo, Bubba. I had to bring
Bubba. Great guy.
So my cousin, one of my best friends, I had to convince him to go by buying his ticket. So I bought 2 tickets, and I pretty much begged someone to go with me because I can't go to those things by yourself. You can, but I wasn't going to. Yeah, and it was a blast. I mean, it was an orchestra, played Zelda themed music, and they had like a slideshow essentially with videos and pictures. But it was great, fun time. I would do it again. I would do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hambone, how about you?
I've never been. I don't think I've ever been to one. Not that I can recall. But I absolutely would go to these. I love music. Fun fact about Hambone: I grew up playing the trumpet. And was in a jazz band in high school. So I love music. It's been a while since I've played anything myself. But yeah, I saw the same email that you got, Coos, and I opened up the link and I said Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's like right here. I can walk there.
Yeah.
I might get shot on the way, but I can walk there.
That's fair.
But no, really, the Bushnells is a great venue. And my issue was like, who's going to go with me? Like, I don't think my wife wants to go to this, and I don't think Owen would enjoy it. So, do I go by myself? Maybe. If I can do PAX by myself, I can do an afternoon at the PlayStation concert by myself. Right?
You might have to call Bubba.
Yeah, if Bubba wants to go, I'll go with him. We'll do a little Bubba date. But I love video game music and like remixes and stuff. I'll listen to like lo-fi remixes, and the Zelda and chill tracks I think are super cool. But I do want to shout out this one YouTube channel that puts out some like great stuff. It's called the 8-Bit Big Band. No affiliation, no association with the 8-Bit Clubhouse, of course, but really, really cool stuff. That it's like a jazz, like pop orchestra that they do like Mario stuff, but all stuff over the the video game landscape. So very cool channel if you guys are into anything like that and want to check it out.
Nice.
Very cool.
Well, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if PlayStation has enough like when I think of the PlayStation games I like, the God of War and the Last of Us and games like that, like I don't know if I could go sit in a theater and hear don't like as opposed to the Zelda that's like I don't know if there's I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. But
well, if you want to come to the Northeast for some, fall foliage sightseeing, I'd welcome you to Connecticut, and we can just do a little sidetrack to the PlayStation show, and then I can send you off with your family up to Vermont or something.
That sounds amazing. All right. Next up, for those that do know and for those that don't know, we have a little contest that Drew has aptly named Koopa Combat.
Whoa.
Which is a Mario Kart World Combat. Tell them, Drew.
I will. Quick update. I went to the Sympathy of Goddesses, the Master Quest, in September 2015 in Providence, Rhode Island.
Wow. Do you still have the ticket stub?
I have a picture of it. I know I have pictures of being there. I'll have to find them. Anyways,
Nice.
Koopa Combat Mario
Koopa
Kart World
Combat.
update, right? So let's talk about that. If you're not in our Discord channel, go to the show notes in this episode, click the Discord and join, because that's where all the information is shared with our Koopa Combat. We have a few contests going around here, and all these Koopa Combat contests are here to win some cold, hard cash, right? So we have 3 ways to win, actually 4 ways to win. Just remember, every time you play, you have a chance to win a Koopa coupon, which gets you into a free lottery ticket, and essentially a chance to win $10. The first one is the Explore mode. A reminder, this is go out into the open world and just pretty much complete as many P-Switch challenges, hit those question blocks and find the Peach medallions, add up the totals and submit a picture, and that whoever has the most wins. Simple. And we have some we got some big ones in there. Darth Platypus threw out a 220. So he is not joking around. 120
only 36 away from the 256 total that I claimed.
That you claimed.
Pole position. He's in it.
For all I know, he already hit the mats. I don't know.
Yeah, it's incredible. Great job, Darth. Amazing.
Well done.
Absolutely.
And you know what he unlocks for that? Absolutely nothing. I think.
Shame.
I could be wrong.
He unlocked the shout out on the 8-Bit Clubhouse podcast.
That's right.
Something.
That's worth something.
Yeah. The second way to win is called the creative mode, where you need to just take a picture somewhere in the game of yourself or whatnot. And we have some really cool ones so far, all sorts. We did Darth Platypus submitting some.
I got a couple in there.
You submitted some. I think we got one from Plunky Kong. So yeah, it's this is an easy one. Anybody could win this one because we're the judges. So as you're exploring Mushroom Kingdom World out there in Mario Kart World, just take a fun picture of the sunset, the sunrise, doing some cool bat flip, throwing a blue shell, whatever it might be. And
47 little dumpies.
It could
that's a quick way to my heart.
A quick way.
As many little dumpies as you can fit on screen as possible, and you got my vote.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, it was cool because I was just driving around and rode up on like 4 Yoshis sitting by a campfire, and I was like, "This is what video games are all about."
That
4
was
Yoshis
cool.
roasted marshmallows.
That's it. That's the life right there.
That's right, buddy. That's right. What else?
And then the last way to win is the skill mode, which, man, we have some competitors out there.
Yeah.
This is a ghost race. So you want to head over to the Dino Jungle course, which is a fun course, by the way, if you haven't played it, and race your heart out. Ghost trials, fastest time wins, super simple. And man, we have some competitors out there. I started out, I worked hard to get a really good time. And then Darth Platypus beat me, and then DeLeon and Sir Spence.
DeLeon.
They just started getting after it. And I think they blew me out of the water by more than 10 seconds, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Incredible, guys. Incredible.
I believe DeLeon is on top right now with DK, and someone's going to go beat him because he's got a minute 51, which sounds incredible. Crazy. But since this has been so much fun, we were talking pre-show, and we're going to do something, folks. We're going to add another course to this Koopa Combat craziness. And due to Little Handbone, who's been practicing hard, we have a request. The new course, which we'll update and post in Discord, is going to be the DK Pass, where there's lots of shortcuts, lots of half pipes, lots of wall jumps and skipping around. It's going to be fun. It's not as straightforward as the Dino Jungle, so we'll see what happens. But yes, new course doesn't eliminate anything of the hard work that's been done on Dino Jungle. That's still going to be out there for the next 2 weeks. So if you think you can beat it, keep trying. But we're going to have a whole nother one for you guys to compete with. DK Pass.
And this means another $10, right?
Another $10.
$10.
And
so
another way.
5 ways to win.
Yeah. and another Koopa coupon that you can get. So lots of options here, folks. This is fun. We like to see the competition. So if you haven't joined the Discord, this is how you enter.
That's right.
And this is all part of the fun. So come join it. We want to see you there. And anybody can win the lottery. So why not give it a go?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And the last way to win is the random drawing. Everybody that even enters gets an entry into the random drawing. So
yes,
I mean, you don't even have to be good.
Get those Koopa Coops, baby.
I wasn't even going to try the ghost trial after seeing those numbers. I didn't even attempt it. But
you should try to see how bad you are.
Yeah, I'm definitely bad. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've got last Mario Kart. Waluigi's my guy in all games. I always pick Waluigi, but I'm going with Hamburger Head Toad is my go-to now in this Mario. Hamburger Head Toad and Little Dumpy.
Oh, forget about it.
Forget about it. The Koopa Combat does go through July 7th, right, Drew?
July 7th. So this is the last time you're going to hear it from us live on the podcast. We will probably stream some more Mario Kart next week or something. We'll mention it there as well a few times. But yeah, make sure you get your submissions in. Again, join the Discord. It's free. We'd like you guys in there. We don't go crazy. We don't have a million channels. We're just out there. We're having fun. We're submitting our times. We're having a blast. So yeah, join the Discord and we'll go from there. But July 7th, which is a Sunday at midnight, before you go to bed, so I don't care which coast you're on or time zone, just before you go to bed, post it. That way, when I wake up, I can add up the totals. So that's what it's going to do.
What if I post it in the morning before you wake up?
That's fine.
Okay.
I wake up early, though.
I know you do.
I wake up early.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. Okay. Next up, we are going to discuss our thoughts on the Switch 2. It's been a few weeks. It's been, 3 weeks since it's come out? Something like that. Almost a month. So, yeah, I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on what you think now that we're 3 weeks in, and just kind of talk about what our thoughts are with the brand spanking new system. Let me just briefly touch on this. I mentioned that I hadn't played it in the past week, mostly because of what being busy, but also my good friend John B, who just joined our Discord, mentioned a couple of years ago when Switch 2 rumors were in the mill that he thought that Nintendo had captured lightning in a bottle with the original Switch, and that they wouldn't be able to recreate that magic with a Switch 2. I think everybody wanted a Switch 2, right? Everybody wanted an upgraded Switch and a Switch 2. Nintendo said, here, 8 years later, take it. This is what you wanted, right?
Yep.
And now we got it, and it's like, did I want this? Or did I just want my Switch 1 to run correctly and not glitch out on my daughter's Zelda? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question yet because it's still too early, but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I think I have an answer for that. I have an answer for that because I think my answer is this, right? We all knew Switch was ended its life cycle. So we were okay with not getting any big first party games because we're like, well, they're saving them. They're saving them for Switch 2. Here's my problem, gentlemen. We're here, and I feel like we don't have any of those games, right? We're now 3 weeks in. Rumor of Nintendo Direct. We have ideas of Bonanza. We have ideas of what else? We got Pokemon. We got Metroid Prime. We did a few things, but like for Switch 2, Mario Kart World, sure, it's a cool game, right? But Mario Kart World's not going to make me sit down and play a game for 8 hours straight like a Zelda's game's going to do, or a Mario 3D World's going to do. Like, I'm disappointed in the launch titles, and maybe that's a personal preference thing. Like, there is no other games that I really wanted. Split Fiction, I'm enjoying it, but I don't look at Split Fiction as like this massive AAA game, right? I mean, Cyberpunk, sure, but I'm also not paying $80 for Cyberpunk when you can buy it on PlayStation 5 for $28 or whatever the hell it is. Like I'll just wait. I don't care if it's 6 months or a year, I'll wait. So I think for me, I'm just so disappointed that I got this awesome system, yet I'm playing a 20-year-old game, Wind Waker, which I love, but like that's not my number one choice. Like my number one choice is to play a new 3D Mario or a new Zelda, like the stuff that we love Nintendo for. And I think that's why I'm mad or disappointed. Like where's those games? You know, and you can't just rely all on third party, right? And people can say what they want about third party not selling well, blah 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 blah. But Nintendo legit has published 2 games right now. They have Mario Kart World and the Welcome Tour. That's it.
Is the wheelchair basketball game out yet?
Not out yet.
Okay. I don't think it's out yet.
That's
they do
not
have the Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom. They do have the
upgrades to both Zeldas.
I don't want to overlook those, even though it is the same game. But we were also playing Wind Waker, so I can't disparage them for that. But I agree with you. If I were in your shoes, Drew, and Switch was my only console and I hadn't renewed my subscription, I would be frustrated because there's just not enough out there. Like your point about Cyberpunk being $80 and you can get it on every other platform it's on for half of that or less is a slap in the face, I think, to Switch owners. Even though it is an amazing game, and I would say if you have $80 and you don't want to buy Magic cards for a week, like go buy Cyberpunk.
You're really laying it into me there.
Yeah, just every once in a while, it's fine.
I'm
just saying. You're making choices, and those choices have repercussions, and it results in you being frustrated with the Switch because there's no games. But I agree with you. If I was out there trying to play some significant games on the Switch and spend my time in it outside of a couple rounds of Mario Kart, I'd be frustrated. For me personally, it's filling a gap to bring my family together and play Mario Kart together.
Sure.
And that's been really fun. We're playing Zelda together. We even downloaded Suika game again. We're playing 2-player Suika game for 99 cents. It's an amazing game. But where are these new games? I agree. They're just not there. They're not there. I think they're coming out with Mario Kart World as their launch title. Was hitting the mass appeal checkmark, right? Not everybody out there is super into games like us where we want to go and spend 40, 50 hours a week playing video games, right? We are the small percentage of people who are out there who are buying
100%.
And I acknowledge that, but at the same time, where are the games for those people? They're not there, at least from Nintendo. They're not there yet.
They're not from Nintendo. You're right. And I mean, Mario Kart is great, and we needed a Mario Kart. Don't get me wrong, right? But at the same time, it's like, how do you not launch with? If you had all these systems ready to go, like it would have been so easy to throw out a Mario. Where's Mario? It's been 8 years since we've had a Mario 3D game. That blows my mind. As your flagship franchise, you did not put out a new 3D Mario game in 8 years, 9 years, whatever the hell it's been. Odyssey, like, how do you not have one? That I don't get that. That just blows my mind. And now that we got Bonanza coming out, like, I'm not into it. It's not the same. You can't tell me this Bonanza game is not Odyssey 2. I mean, you have the power-ups, you got the levels, you got to collect the coins, right? The stars, essentially. It's I don't know. It's just an interesting choice. I know Donkey Kong's doing this new skin, right? We got Donkey Kong theme park. Donkey Kong was a big character in the movie. I'm sure maybe the new Mario movie will have a bigger role for DK. But man, Mario's the most recognizable cartoon in the world.
Not to discredit what you're saying or to completely poo-poo that idea, but COVID did throw a lot of things off that I think we forget about. As far as game development, Nintendo should still have had some kind of 3D Mario in the works, and maybe they do. Like Mario Kart's a big one. Mario Kart 8 Ultimate was the best-selling game on the Switch. So for them to back it up with a new Mario Kart, which everybody wanted since for 11 years now because the Mario Kart 8 came out on Wii U. Everybody wanted another Mario Kart, so it took them 11 years technically to come out with that. Mario's obviously in the hopper somewhere, but you know what, man? I'd rather them wait and come out with a goatee Mario than to put out some trash Marios every 4 years. Like the paper Marios are great for you. I don't want them.
I don't want those.
I wouldn't consider
the 3D
that
Mario, but I'll wait. I'll wait for the good one.
I think the stuff's coming, right? We know it's coming.
It is,
right? It's just
is.
When is the question, and I think also the issue that we, the hardcore gamer, always run into is as soon as the new game comes out, we'll run through it in 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll play it and we'll love it, and we'll talk about how much we loved it for the next week, and then for the next 7 years, we'll complain about where the hell is the next game.
Yeah,
and it's just a vicious cycle that we find ourselves in. And I don't know how to break that. But I agree with you. And brand new console not coming out with anything else is rough.
I definitely agree with that too. Like it should have been more than just Mario Kart. But again, I think that Cyberpunk is there for you, Drew. They're not going to charge $28 for that. They charge $28 for that on PlayStation because it's been out on PlayStation. But for it to be out on Switch, man, you got to pay that premium. That's if you're a Switch gamer, that's the choice you have.
It is an amazing game.
Eventually, it will drop in price, but it's
how much is
right now ready.
How much is Split Fiction on other stuff?
I think it was 50.
It's a little cheaper, right? Yeah,
50. Yeah.
And
so I mean that's how much it was on the Switch, right? $50.
You tell me.
Yeah,
$50.
Yeah, but it's newer too. Cyberpunk's been out a while. Split Fiction came out this year.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it.
Quit your bitching and buy Cyberpunk.
And maybe, you know what? Maybe I will once I beat Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And again, it's you're right. I've never bitched or complained about the price of a video game. I usually, I'm fortunate enough I can pay the $8 and I can play and I can enjoy it. And I probably will. But I think
80?
I think it's 80.
Tim just said he got it for 60 at Best Buy.
Dude. Yeah,
that's expensive.
So if you could find that deal, it's definitely worth 60. And I think it comes with the DLC as well,
60's
right?
Fair. 60's fair for that.
It comes with all the DLC.
Yeah, which is a great package.
I think
$80. Gee whiz.
With the DLC is like 25 hours in and of itself. So there's a lot of game there for you to chew on. It's definitely worth an $80 price tag, but
it's $7. It's actually only $70.
Oh,
only.
We just saved you $10.
Look at that. So I just make sure I'm right. So I guess the moral of the story that frustrates me is, you look for the rest of the next 6 months, and we know of games that are coming out. Right, we have Bonanza next month. We got the Pokemon, like I said. We got Metroid Prime,
Mario Party update.
Mario Party update, which I'm excited about, but at the end of the day, it's more like the co-op modes and stuff like that, right? So we play Mario Party regardless. Every couple weeks, we'll play a game. So that's there no matter what. I think just for me being selfish, like maybe some of these games aren't my franchises that I love, and
yeah, I think that's it.
It's like I've never played a Metroid Prime game. Will I play this one? I don't know. I'd rather probably play Cyberpunk, to be honest. I'm most excited for Elden Ring, just because that's what I want to play. So maybe it's more that I'm being selfish, but I'm also at the same time, like Nintendo had a lot of time. I just feel like they know they're going to sell consoles. They could have just, I don't know. Where's the Mario? Where's something?
Yeah. He's driving a cart.
Yeah, he is. He's got a friend with a hamburger for a head.
I know, but it's just it doesn't work. I mean, maybe it worked in Forza and these other games. It's just not working that well in Mario Kart. There's no excitement for me to drive around to maybe find a P-switch to complete the challenge to unlock nothing.
Now, let me ask you this, because you're probably a little bit more plugged in than I am, but all those awesome third-party games that they announced, like the Elden Rings and Final Fantasy, and obviously Cyberpunk comes to mind. But those other Final Fantasy, which
forgot about that one.
Amazing game. But there's no dates on those, right?
Nothing.
We're still waiting for that. I think if we had a better roadmap,
you're right.
You can't fault Nintendo for that because they're not publishing those games, right? But if we had, hey, this is what the rest of 2025 is going to look like, and kind of spike it out, and maybe they're going to tell us soon. You never know. We could be talking next time we get together, and there's a Nintendo Direct, and now we're all happy again. But I think if we had a little bit more transparency in what is coming, when, we might feel a little bit different.
I 100% agree with that. I do agree with that. And it's the unknown, right? I just paid $500 for a system. I want to play it, but there's nothing that I want to play, and that could be me being selfish, right? But we always say we had this great variety of lineups of games, the Street Fighter and whatever the other ones were, but I don't know. Again, selfishly, not the games that I want to play.
Okay. Well, you also would like to complain about the virtual game cards, I'm told.
I do. Man, I'm sounding so negative today. The virtual game cards, again, this should be on me, but let me explain my situation here is
I want to hear it.
I still have my original Switch set up, my OLED set up, and my Switch 2, all connected to my current TV in the living room, all through 3 different HDMI outlets. So they're all connected. Yes, all still connected. Now, the reason I have that is because my original Switch, when I got the OLED, I kind of gave to my son. So he played a lot of games on that. When I got my OLED, there was some games we played together, like Mario Kart Strikers and a lot of those other things that had all the game save data and stuff on that. So now the new one came, and I originally said, I'm going to start fresh. I'm not going to transfer anything. But for the Switch 2, I ended up doing the transfer. So it moved all the save data, but I didn't download all of the games again. I downloaded almost no games. So partially is on me not understanding this and guilty. But now the problem lies is, an 8-year-old has the attention span of a duck, and he can't ever just play one game on end. So he's like, I want to play FIFA. I want to play Mario Strikers. I want to play Lego Incredibles. I want to play this. And I'm just like, every 20 to 30 minutes, he's like, all right. And then you play it, and it's like, insert virtual game card. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So it's like, you follow the on-screen instructions, and I'll say they do a decent job. And they're like, this is on this console. Do you want to unlink that one and link this one? I'm like, I don't know. It might be on that one. It might be on that console. I don't know which console it's on. So I hit yes. And then it says, all right, loading it onto the system. And a little virtual game card goes in. It's like, great. And then it's like, save data is not on this system. Would you like to go transfer the save data from your Switch 2? Oh, you unlinked your Switch 2. Now you have to go relink your Switch 2 just to move the save data over. Do all that. 20 minutes later, I want to play NBA Playground. Shit. Okay, well, the save data is on that console with the virtual game cards on that one. Let me unlink and link and unlink and link that one back. And it's like, Jesus Christ, like, what is happening here? The kid just wants to play a video game, and it's taking me 30 minutes to set it up. So maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my setup. Maybe it's my kid, but I don't like it. That's all I know.
It's definitely not your kid. It's definitely not the kid. Let's take that off the table.
That's fair, because I'm sure this happens in a lot of places, right? And what if I get rid of the other Switch? What does that mean? I don't know.
So you're moving it all to his Switch now, or the OLED. So where is this all going? Is it all going to one spot? It
depends, because he plays on both Switches now, my OLED and the OG, because some data's on both. And
I think you just gotta consolidate. Just spend one night and just move all your junk and say, I'm gonna have a couple beers, and tonight we're moving save data, and just load it up. And here you go, and put the time investment. That way you're not taken away from whatever you're doing.
I think just the problem is I have 3 Switches hooked up. I think that's the problem.
Well, because you have 3 Switches, you shouldn't have transferred that save data to the new one. That's what's really screwing you.
I think
you should have started new on the Switch 2 and just done Mario Kart World, and then you could have downloaded anything you wanted off the other Switches. But now that you have everything on the Switch 2, it's a bitch to get back to the other Switches.
But some of them are still on the original because I never switched those to the Switch 2. It was, you know what I'm saying? So it's because he was it's a mess.
So I've got my OLED, a Switch Lite, and the Switch 2. But I'm only playing the Switch 2. So anytime it says you want to, I transferred all the save data. It
Yep.
says you want to, now I still have to load the virtual card for all the games off the other one, but it takes no time. It's no hassle because I'm not going back and playing those other Switches. If I did that, I can see where the issue would come in, especially with the save data.
And it's
I think it's more about the save data here than the virtual game cards.
I think that's part of the problem. So the virtual game cards are fairly easy. I mean, you have to still go back and forth with the switches, but I thought I lost my Pokemon Shield data, which was a full Pokédex. Me and my son spent hundreds of hours collecting every Pokemon, and I did end up finding it, and he was the most excited kid I've ever seen. But yeah, it took me a long time to figure it out, and that's when I started figuring it all out. The other problem I have is too, like, he created a profile account for him. So when we play like Mario Kart or Mario Party, you can select their name. But I don't have the family plan either. So it's really just an account on his Switch. It doesn't really mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? So if he plays a new game and he selects him instead of me, that's part of the problem, because now it's not onto like the cloud save data, because his is just the name on the Switch. It's not connected to anything. So but I'm so deep in there, Cruz, that like I can't just delete stuff because it's everywhere. It's all based on the game and where it's saved, and it's so messy.
It's a cluster.
I don't know how to fix it. I really don't, because knowing him and all the 100 Switch games I played over the last 8 years, you never know what game he's going to want to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I said, Lego Incredibles. Why do you want to play that? Just because I can. Well, son, you really can't, because I don't know where the save data is.
Right. You can play it, but you're starting from the beginning every single time you play it. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. It's frustrating. I can only imagine the parents that have no clue. I mean, I guess maybe they don't have multiple Switches, but it's not like the old days. You just take the card out and you put it in any Switch you want.
I will give them credit for this. When I transferred everything over, my Animal Crossing island came over as well, without having to use an island transfer tool that you had to use to switch them from the old Switches. You had to use a whole separate app. So that's nice. But so I went back into Animal Crossing just because of that. I say give him the Luna and say, have a blast, kid.
Have a blast.
No
that
more
will last
Switch for you.
10 minutes.
Yeah. HD Rumble is here on the list. Did
HD Rumble? Have you heard about Nintendo turning off HD Rumble if used for too long consecutively?
Yeah, I have. You know what that's for.
Well, I thought
sit on it.
Well, it was I thought my controller broke. I thought the game was broken, because when you play Split Fiction, actually one of my favorite levels is the sci-fi, when you have the gun and the little bomb that you throw. That simple concept of the R trigger is your gun, and the left trigger throws the bomb, and the left trigger blows up the bomb, is such a simple system, but it's fascinating. The level design for those are incredible. But there's a boss that you fight, and the entire boss battle that has like 13 stages is HD Rumble. So it eventually just kept turning off.
Really?
And it turns off like 30 seconds, and then it turns right back on, and it will stay on for like 3 minutes, and then it turns off for like 30 seconds. It was very weird.
Wow.
I thought it was an observation. I'm indifferent. It doesn't bother me. I just, now that I understand that there's nothing wrong with my controller or anything, but
that's weird. I feel like you should be able to turn that off.
Explanation for why they did that?
Maybe overheating or something. I mean, that boss battle is probably 30 minutes, so it was just a constant. Like
the parking attendant.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was a good one.
But that's weird. You think it's overheating, or do you think it's like
it felt
a battery like save thing?
But it's not like it turns off it only turns off for like 30 seconds. It's not just turning off for minutes.
That's strange. I don't understand why they would do that.
Me either. But I will say the Switch 2 Pro controller in general is awesome. It feels so luxury, nice. I thought the old ones were awesome. This is even better. So if you haven't picked
Yeah.
one up, recommend it.
Those back buttons on it,
Oh, you know what?
I
You're
I
right.
programmed to be the photo button because I thought it would be easier.
That's a
But then
mistake.
every time I'd squeeze, I mean, I've taken a bunch of photos of just nonsense. So I don't know. I don't know if I like those back buttons
I
on
don't like
any
'em.
controller.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
They're in a weird spot. I feel like they're between my ring finger and my middle finger. Like they're not. It's a weird spot.
Where do you hit them? You hit them with your middle finger?
I don't
I
know.
think.
I
I
do.
mean, I don't use them for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I like the pro, just one. I don't like the ones where they have two in the back, but I like I got this. I don't have the pro controller yet, but I do have this 8-bit do controller, and it's got
Mhm.
the back buttons, and they sit like perfect right on your
No.
middle finger.
This
If
one
you have a
sits
game
there.
like Elden Ring, just saying, and you want a quick switch, and you don't want to take your finger off the stick, great
Yeah.
for games like that.
Yeah.
But would you ever need it in like a Mario Kart
No.
or a
Right.
Split Fiction? No,
Mhm.
they're just going to get
Right.
in the way.
Yeah. Give me a D pad and an A and B button, and I'm happy. I just need the 2 buttons and a D pad.
No, Tim said he uses them for Fast Fusion.
Oh, that's that racing game. I think it is.
It is.
Fast Fusion. I don't know what that is, but I love a good racing game. I may get that, Tim. That might
Do
bring
you?
me back to the Switch too.
It's just a Switch
the-
one game.
We did get a DK Bonanza direct
We did.
recently. Did you watch that, Hambone?
I did. We watched it as a family.
Nice.
And we were hyped over here. Owen's like, when is it coming out? Is it out now? Can we get it now? We need to play this game. He is pumped, and because he is pumped, I am pumped.
Yeah.
And my wife is pumped. We're pumped. Everyone's pumped.
Everyone's
And
pumped.
it's just like those shoes from 1992. Pump them up. That is us.
D Brown.
That's it, baby. So yeah, it looks good, man. It looks really good. I'm very impressed that Donkey Kong actually has hair. Now he doesn't look like he was like dipped in like grease and it just has like a shine on him. He actually has has little like hairs and stuff. And I like his new design. I don't know. My mind getting wrapped around you're going in underground, but there's a sky. Like I can't wrap my mind around that. But whatever, it's video games, so embrace the crazy.
I thought the same thing.
I'm like, what
it's
is
like
going
Fremont
on here?
Street in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. It looks fun, man. It looks like like something fun that my family's gonna play together, right? I probably will play it. I don't know if I'm gonna like 100% it or whatever, but I'll play through it myself. And I think all the different mechanics they have look really cool. The different transformations look like fun. When the transformations popped up, my son just like exploded. He's like, "Oh my god, we gotta get this game now!" Yeah, so I think they're cooking something up over there. The world and the textures don't look like amazing for a Switch 2. I would like that to look a little bit better, but I like the destructibility about it. I think trying to go around and find the secrets using the different powers looks really interesting. I think this game looks like it's got the sauce, man. I think it's got it. This is gonna
really
be, a sneaky game. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Drew?
Yeah, really quick. Fast Fusion is a Switch 2 game. I want to make sure I'm not staying corrected. So that might be for you, Drews.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when this game first came out, I mean, we all love Donkey Kong. He's a fun-loving guy. But I was like, maybe I'll just play Cyberpunk during this time and I'll just sit it out because there was nothing special about it. But I'll be honest, this direct turned me. I think I'm on Hambone's side. I think there's something magical about this game. This is essentially Mario Odyssey or a Mario 3D game in my eyes, with all the collectibles and the different power-ups, you could call them. And that's my son was exactly the same when he watched that. Like, so pumped. He's like, "We're gonna call that the King Kong mode." When he did like the power-up, like
I love it.
Like he was. This is like the kids just beat things up and smash them. I mean, a skill tree, incredible for a Donkey Kong game. Yeah, I'm in. I agree with Hambone. I mean, the stylized approach is so Nintendo that I don't think it's gonna look. Maybe the texturing is what this is what Nintendo does. This
That's
is
fine.
why, and I'm fine with
I
that.
don't think it needs to be anything more than
No.
what it is, right?
No, agreed, right? So I'm interested to see like the breakable world concept. I mean, I'm not. It is what it is, but yeah, that's what they're going with, and I thought it was great. I mean, it almost reminded me a lot of like the opening music with Pauline was kind of like Xenoblade-ish. I felt like
Oh,
that's
interesting.
I got
Yeah.
that vibe of like the Xenoblade music, but yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, my wife was pumped to see Pauline. When Pauline showed up, she's like, "Oh, it's Pauline! It's like Kid
Yeah,
Pauline." I was like, "Yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome."
yeah,
That's what the difference between your sons getting excited for the transformation and my daughters flipping their wig for preteen Pauline. That's what sold them on the game. But
That's awesome.
they are extremely excited. They are all in on it, which hopefully I'll buy one copy and they can switch it back and forth with the virtual game card, right? All under the family pass. But I am not excited about it. I am not pumped. I will probably not play this game. And let me tell you why. I'm like I said earlier, I like the D-pad and 2 buttons because I'm old school. To see him be able to beat the ground and be able to dig and go anywhere he wants to, I like a much more linear
That's fair.
3D platformer. If you give me the option, it's almost like an open world. And that stresses me out. That means I'm not going to be able to find anything. Like I'm not going to be able to find everything. Let me get from point A to point B to point C. Don't let me jump from point A to point D because I may never see B or C unless I try to go back and 100% the game.
You have to
And
FOMO.
that gives me anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I can't
You
do that.
got to get those sonar skills. Got to bump
Yeah,
those
you
up
got
early.
to update those skills.
And
That
I don't
skill
like
tree.
skill trees. I don't like skill trees. And
You
let me
always
tell you
forget.
why.
I
Right
feel like
now,
I know why.
I'm playing this 2K golf game, and it's like, do you want to upgrade your driver or your putter? And I'm like, holy shit, I want both, but I have to choose one. Like, I want to be able to drive 300 yards, but also sink a 50-foot rattler. So what are my
and no matter what you do, you made the wrong choice the next hole.
100%.
Damn it! I should have did putted.
100%. Yeah. So I don't like skill trees. I always pick the wrong thing.
No wrong choices.
In Spider-Man, I went all Miles Morales, and poor Peter Parker was like puny. He had no skills, and Miles Morales was like, off the charts. So
and then the stupid games that make you pay to reset them. It's like I don't want to pay. I don't have nothing left to pay.
Yeah,
save those larval tears in Elden Ring. Yeah. Watch out,
Tim. That's it in Zelda in the open world games. That's why I don't like, especially what's the Assassin's Creed and the game with the robot dinosaurs. As soon as the world opens up, there's dots all over the map, and there's like, which dot do I go to? Oh my gosh, it's like
all the dots.
That's why I like the Zelda games because you can kind of explore without having a direction, But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I'm definitely old school, but
definitely old school.
Yeah, the kids will play. I'll buy Donkey Kong for the kids, but I probably won't play it.
Yeah.
But
I liked all the challenge levels too. That's what got me going. Kind of finding
those
all
look cool.
Those look really cool with all the different options and whatnot, and there was some of that old school flavor in those too. So, yeah, I mean, it looks great, man. We're sold over here. As I stated, we're pumped. We'll remain pumped until we're deflated, but I don't think that's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for our show, which is fantastic that we've talked for an hour and a half. Drew was worried we wouldn't have anything to talk about. I told Hambone before, I said, I'll just sit here and talk about inflation if I need to. But luckily it didn't come to that. And here we are at the end of the show. Thank you all for joining in. We're on our feet. We're rolling here. We like it. We're getting good traction. I need to step up the social media game. I haven't posted like I wanted to, but I'll get on that. I need to be better about that. But yeah, we're doing our thing. We're a couple guys who like to hang out, and we're glad that you're here hanging out with us. So if you want to join the Discord follow us on all the socials, 8bit_clubhouse. Drew's got all the links in the show notes. If you're just listening to the audio version, you click on that and you'll see the links to everything. And that's where you'll find us if you want to get in touch and enter the Koopa Combat on our Discord. Get some Koopa coupons, little dumpies, and all that. So, yeah. Until next time, keep it pumped up, keep it boosting, and we'll catch you in the clubhouse.
Peace.